Alright, gentlemen, as you can see, I hot glued it down and I applied thermal heat paste to the chips, and then I put the X clamps on and the heat sinks. Alright, so pretty much she's ready to go. Now hopefully it'll get the Zell. Like I said, I'm doing this, I don't know, we'll see what the heck happens, because you never know with these things. I got the switch set on fat. Okay, we got our CPU cable. Now, always plug the fan in. Okay, don't run it without the fan. All right, because the obvious will happen. It will blow up. Okay, yeah, keep the wire away from the fan, because you don't need it getting wrapped around the damn fan and you wind up with spaghetti. That wouldn't be good. All right, I get our power supply right here. Now we're going to plug it in. Okay, we've got a red light on the cool runner, which is good. It means we're getting power in 3.3 volts. And now we're going to start it up. Let's see here. Turn off this light, you'll probably be able to see better. Yeah, there you go. Alright, that's a little better. We're all wired. I hot glued down the standby clock, the orange wire B. And hot glued down the yellow wire for a post out C, and also hot glued E and F. We got D hanging out here. We got our power wire set up, and that's holding it all into place. And our ground is pushing up against our wires to keep them away from the fan socket and everything. And we're gonna turn it on with the eject button, and let's see what happens. Oh yeah, I gotta plug the HDMI in. That was idiotic. There we go. Let's see how she boots. Yep, she booted. There we go. Okay. Yep, there's Zell. There we go. And we're going to go through all of our stuff. And it's going to be getting us our CPU and DVD key in a second or so. Which, of course, I'm not going to show you guys. Alright? Because I know how much you like to use key vaults and all kinds of good stuff like that. So, anyway. There's our fuse link and our CPU key and all that stuff. So, we're good to go. Now, once we got our CPU key, what I normally do is take a picture. But unfortunately, I cannot take a picture because the simple fact is that I am using the camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write it down. And I forgot how to write. So, let's see here. As I write this down here. See, C3. Yeah, you think I'm going to read the rest of it out? No. Sorry. That's not going to happen. 797. Yeah. Let's skip a couple. Alright, and we got our CPU key from hell, which happens to be 20 billion characters long. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to power the console off. Okay. And she should shut down. Yep, there she goes. And you want to keep the power plugged in. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, I know that there's a glare on the screen, and I really can't help that, but what we're going to do right here is we're going to type in our CPU key, which pretty much you're going to have. Yeah, you might be able to see it, but that's okay. Now, so here we go. We'll type this thing in here. All right. And of course it's the right key, and it's writing, it's moving all the files over. Pretty much good to go, and we're done. So we got the right key in. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our little J runner right here. Okay. I'm going to unplug the timing file cable. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, God. Alright. And what we're going to do, we're going to plug our NAND reader in. Like so. Reset the JR programmer so that way it's right. And then what we're going to do is once that's done, we're going to close out the program CR. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, we're going to select glitch 2 so we know what we're doing. We're going to create the XE build image. I'm going to click create. There it goes. The KB is shared. It's saved. And pretty much there you go. XE build is finished. Have a nice day. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to write the NAND. Okay, so write NAND 512, hit OK. Version 10, there we go, and we're writing up flash.bin. Alright, now once this bar goes across and hits here, it means that it's finished. It did its thing. And then we should be able to boot the console. Now, the CPU reset length cable, the cable that I used was your stock cable. And if you notice, I forgot to plug the HDMI in, but it booted immediately once I did that. So pretty much I'm thinking that this size is good. However, though, when you put it back in the chassis, things change. Okay? And, well, it can alter the pulse, and you wind up ripping your hair out trying to time the damn thing. So, yay, it booted, right out the gate. But that's not always like it's going to boot directly in the chassis, because sometimes it doesn't. Because the chassis creates interference or whatever, and it winds up messing with the CPU pulse. Needless to say, we're now writing the NAND, so we're going to let this thing write. And I'm going to pause the video so not to run out. Alright, and we'll be back in a flash once this thing finishes writing. Alright guys, as you can see, we finished. We got our green bar going across. Everything's all good. And she's done writing. So what we're going to do here now is we're going to unplug our J runner. We're going to unplug it from the motherboard. And now we're going to try and boot this thing to the console. So let's see if she'll actually boot. Here goes everything. And that's 2. There she goes, 3 pulses. And there you are. Pretty easy. Now, let's see if we can sync up a controller here. Yeah, there we go. We're synced. All right. System. We'll check our dashboard settings here. Y, okay. System info. There you go. And our console is now safely on 17150. We're all good to go. And pretty much that's how you do one of these things. And what I'm going to do with this console is I'm going to put it in a decent chassis with a decent cover on it and everything. I'm going to be raffling it off for my girlfriend's son because family needs the money for the funeral proceedings. So, you know, I'm going to put it up on there and let you guys know where to get the raffle tickets. And we're going to have a little raffle, and hopefully that'll pay for some of the processions. I appreciate you all watching this. I know it was long, and I'm going to stitch all this video together and you know, put it up there so that way then in case anybody ever wants to do one of these things, they got a reference for a video. There's not a lot of people that say how to do it or anything like that, or just send it to me or whatever, but if you got the inkling to do it, you know, I mean, do it, or try anyway. Nothing beats a failure but a try. The chip, it came from eBay. It's $8. Okay. The as you can see though, the time involved in it, it's not easy, and not all of them boot this way either. You got to play with a lot of them, and this isn't even in the cage yet. I still have to put it in the cage and try it. So, you know, I'm gonna wind up probably messing with it a little bit, but you know, like I said, it takes a lot of time. And also, while this was doing all this, I was cleaning the DVD drive, which was completely filled with all kinds of good stuff and goodness. So anyway, I just want to thank you guys for watching, and appreciate you all, and also appreciate all the input on my page that you guys have done over the past, helping people and everything. It really goes a long way, and I just want to thank you guys, because this is not just all about the money or selling consoles or anything like that. This is for all of us to share in knowledge, which is, you know, knowledge is power. And if you know what you're doing and you got some skills, well, there's no reason why you can't do this. So anyway, you all have a good one. Be safe, be careful, all right, and have a great day. Thanks for watching, guys.